Did you know that Patrick Bet David asked Graham Stephan if he was gay? I did not know this. You guys sent me this video, and I was like, what? Yo, not Patrick Bet David questioning Graham David to his face and saying it to him. I got to see this, and before I watched it, I said I got to be able to review this with the people. So make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Let's rock out. Tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.
So if you have to choose which of the two things to put in school, and you have to have one of them, which one will it be? You ready for this technical question?
Yeah.
Would you rather have your kids have to learn about God and pray every morning and do pledge allegiance to the flag, but they don't get LGBTQ learning, you know, all the different sexes and all that stuff? Or would you take God out of school and add they have to learn about what it is to be gay, lesbian, bisexual, queer, trans, and they have to know at an early age because it's part of us being free and not being discriminatory? Which of those two would you want your kids to learn about, and you have to give up the other one?
I feel like there has to be a balance.
All right, so he said, would you rather your kid be in school learning about God, or would you rather your kid be in school learning about the alphabet community and all of the things that comes along with that? That's the question. You got to pick one. Shout out to Messy Mathematician. I love that girl. I'm going to be reading her super chat shortly. You got to pick one. You can't dodge the question. You got to stand on your square. And so now, Grant Stephan is trying to contemplate the question, but he's having a conversation, okay?
Because you don't want to be oppressive, or let's say your kid is gay. You don't want them to feel like they can't be accepted and they can't.
Rebuke that devil. Rebuke that devil. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. I bind it. I bind it. I pray against it. I rebuke it. And I will do anything in my power. Listen, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in kids having freedom. I don't believe that you can choose for yourself. I don't subject myself to it. You choose what I chose for you. You will not be sassy in the pants. You will not be sassy in the pants. In my household, this is a dictatorship. This is not a democracy. I'm not trying to understand you. I am telling you what you are, and I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. And I might even tell you who you marry. I bind it in the name of Jesus.
Can't be themselves, but at the same time, there's got to be some sort of.
You got to pick one of them. You got to pick one of them. Come on, Graham.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't.
So that's a problem. But that's a problem.
Yo, I don't know why it's so difficult to answer the question. What are you confused about? How do you not listen? I think it's even worse for a person to not be able to answer the question directly. Like, how can you not choose one? I'm not telling you what to choose because I believe in the freedom of speech and the freedom of thought, and for you to be able to stand on and be whatever it is. But it's very difficult. Even the Bible say, listen, either be hot or cold, but lukewarm, I spit you out of my mouth. The people in the middle get ran over. I just don't think it's manly to, I believe you answer the question and then you add the context afterwards. But how do you not be able to at least answer the question and say one or the other? And I'm not even telling you what to say. I think it's the weakest answer is to say, I don't know whether or not I want my kid to learn about spirituality or if I want my kid to learn about the alphabet community. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And the reason why that's a problem is the following thing. Are you gay?
Me? No.
Hey, I don't know who the guy is on the right, but the dude on the right immediately bust out laughing. Immediately bust out laughing. Look at their faces. Look at their faces. Hold on, let me rewind that.
Me? No.
What do, are you gay?
Me? No.
What do I need to do to convert you?
I'm listening.
What do I need to do to convert you into being gay?
I don't think you can.
You don't think I could convert you to being gay?
I don't think so.
Okay.
What do you mean you don't think so? Nigga, you can't convert me to being, what is that? What type of shit is that? Wait. Come on, Graham. Listen, Graham. I need you to put I know this is like shock and awe. It's very difficult for you to be able to think on the fly. But fam, what do you mean you don't think so? No, I'm a grown man. You can't tell me what to do. You can't convert me over to being nothing that I don't want to be. You can't convert me to being an atheist. You can't convert me to being gay. You can't convert me to thinking that a man is a woman and a woman. No, you can't convert me. What are you talking about? I'm a grown man. I'm not 5. I'm 45. I'm 41. I'm 35. Whatever age that Graham Stephan is. No, you can't convert me. What do you mean? I don't think so. Stand on your square, Graham.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Who converted you into getting a real estate license?
I did.
Who influenced you though? How did you learn about real estate?
Saw a TV commercial for $1 Million Listing.
Perfect.
And that kind of got in my mind.
And you were influenced to be a realtor. You weren't born with wanting to be a realtor.
Correct.
Bingo.
Yeah.
This is why I keep telling y'all that y'all have to divest yourselves against the thing that's not best for you. If you know it's not helpful for you or helpful to you, why do you even entertain it and why are you even around it, right? Because if it's not adding any value into your life, if you're not making no money from it, if you're not debating it in order to come to a better conclusion, why do you entertain it, right? Because everything that we do, whether you believe it or not, even the very language that we speak is a learned behavior. You're influenced one way or another. One of the reasons why I switched over from doing after hours, because we was doing numbers when I first started this channel, when I named it After Hours, and everything was going great. And we were doing it at night, right? We were doing it at night. We was doing a live stream at night, and it was dope. But I switched it over into the morning. And the reason that I switched it over into the morning is because I felt like it would be more conducive for your life in order for me to get you started with the day instead of having you come back to it. So if I could put into you the positivity or have you looking at things differently from a financial perspective or have some level of fun, I can get you through your day and I can help influence you in a positive way. That's why we do it in the morning instead of doing it at night. That's why I pray in the morning instead of praying at night. I don't want to give God the rest of me. I want to give him the best of me and then let that inspire me and influence me as to what it is that I'm going to do throughout my day. That's why we do it in the morning, right? But everything that we do is a learned behavior. He was inspired to get into real estate because he seen a commercial and then that left an impression on him, which then fostered his ability to be able to create this environment that he's thriving in and he's becoming super successful in today. Masterful. Patrick Bet-David is masterful. He's basically saying that what you do is a learned behavior, which also feeds into the idea that everything is propaganda and everything has an agenda attached to it as far as what a greater purpose of why it is that they put it inside of your face. Pay attention.
Did you get it? Let me explain to you what I mean by this.
Sure, please.
So, stats came out that shows which generation is the gayest generation of all. That's part of the LGBTQ community. Do you think you care more about what I think at this age or when you were 14 years old?
Definitely 14.
No problem. Me too, right? So do you think it's easier to convert you in a way of thinking at 14 or 33?
14.
Of course, right? Okay. I became a Christian because somebody talked to me about it. I got into insurance because somebody influenced me to get into insurance, okay? I got into bodybuilding because I was influenced by Arnold Schwarzenegger. I went to Santa Monica Community College because I was influenced because that's where Arnold went. Somebody influenced you, right? 4 generations, 5 generations. Traditionalist, you got the boomers, millennials, Gen X, and you got Gen Z. You ready? Traditionalist, 0.8% of are gay. 0.8% of traditionalists are gay.
So 0.8% of people from an older generation identify as gay. All right? Patrick Bet-David is basically saying, listen, you are influenced in everything that you do, inspired influence, whatever way that you want to operate. We believe for years that Puffy over the last 15, 16 years owns Ciroc, and that influenced us to drink it when most of us don't even know what a good vodka tastes like. Most of us don't even know what a good vodka tastes like. That's where they're called influencers. You know what I'm saying?
Boomers, 2.6%. Then you go to 5%. Then you go to 10%. You know what percentage of Gen Z identifies as LGBTQ? 21%.
Is that true? Almost 1/4 of Gen Zers are identifying as gay, where 0.8% of traditionalists are. Whoa. You telling me almost a fourth of people are identifying as gay in Gen Z? But then we want to have a conversation talking about, well, you can choose to be whatever it is that you want to say. Look, man, it's in the music, it's in the books, it's on social media. You got it's based off of the people that you follow. It's in the videos that y'all watch on these unsavory sites behind the scenes. It's in all of it. If you don't think that it's playing a role and it's influencing you to do whatever it is that you're doing, then you super naive. Patrick Bet David is absolutely right.
21%. So who do you think cares less about what you and I think, traditionalists or Gen Zs? Traditionalists.
Yeah.
You think if you and I are 70 years old and we're gay, do you really think you and I care about what other people think?
Nope.
What do you think?
Nope.
No. You're coming out. You ever seen a grandma or grandfather drop F-bombs and it's like, get your butt out of my, because that, listen, I'm 10 years away from living and dying. Like, I don't give a shit what you think about me. But if 21% of Gen Z is gay, they're being influenced just like you were influenced to be a realtor, just like I was influenced to go into SMC. Influence. That's a problem. So the fact that you, a very smart guy, a super successful guy at your age, cannot tell the two apart, that means you're not really putting a lot of thought into what's going to influence who.
Or maybe he's just easily influenced, and that he don't really have a position, because some of y'all said it in the chat. Maybe Graham is just trying not to get canceled. Canceled by who? One of the benefits of being rich and having resources is that you can start to free yourself a little bit more of what you think is going to happen to you by doing the thing that's best for you, and then being able to speak the truth, right? So, I don't know. Let's continue.
God, faith, that's going to influence you to do what? Complete different thing.
Don't you think that some of that, though, is a bit of that overall people are on somewhere on a spectrum? And if you're, let's say, a 2 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10, that maybe you're more open about that, whereas in other generations you weren't. And perhaps it's somewhere in the middle.
No, I think LGBTQ is a religion. And you choose which religion you want to be in front of your kids. Okay? You choose, if a person is gay, you're eventually going to be gay. You're going to be gay. You're not going to be, if you're going to do what you're going to do. Like, for example, I interviewed a guy who was a negotiator, FBI agent, who would sit down with people that killed, that were, murderers that killed their own family members. And I said, so what gets somebody to get to the point of wanting to do something like this? And he explained how there's a difference between what you're born with, what you're influenced with, and then to take the action, right? There are some people that are born who are dark human beings, period, that they enjoy it. They're born that way. If you look at the Iceman, I don't know if you've ever seen interviews of the Iceman. Have you ever watched interviews of Iceman?
Yeah.
That guy is cold, and he enjoyed what he did. What percentage of the world is like that? What would you?
Yeah, I agree in a general sense. There's no point in continuing to go into this. I believe that everybody, he asked him if he was gay in order to prove a point to say that, it's very difficult to influence somebody that's older, but our younger people are much more impressionable with the things that they take in on a regular basis. And so as a result of it, then we have to be very, very careful of how these agendas are starting to influence them, because it's in our schools, it's in everything. And so we need to start being very mindful of what we subject our children to. And I can't stand when people say stuff like, well, what you do at home, or all of this stuff. Look, if your children are in school 8 hours of the day, if the majority of the time that your children, right, are being influenced by things that's outside of your household, why do you think that it's so important for us to start voting the way that we vote, for us to be influenced the way that we influence? And then you got to undo and redo all of the things that they see and they program for, and you going to work every day and all of this stuff. That's why most people are starting to homeschool their children. Most people are starting to move in a completely different direction. I'm not sure if it's a financial incentive that comes along with it, if it's an agenda. Again, I have a theory, but I won't speak on it because I can't prove it right now. But absolutely, positively, especially if you want to start shaping the narrative of what's going on, you have to start very early. For you guys and you adults, the most of you people that came in and is watching the Millionaire Morning Show right now, right? It's over 1,700 people of y'all. The likes is incredibly low. I see the super chats. I'm about to read those shortly, right? For most of the people that's here, hold on, let me see something. Who is Kevin? Kevin. No, let Kevin rock. I don't see nothing that Kevin is saying crazy right now. We don't want to be in an echo chamber. We want people that have differences of opinion inside of the chat. So do not do anything to Kevin. Let Kevin rock out. As long as nobody is being disrespectful as far as calling somebody else a crazy name or talking about somebody's kids or wife, then just let them rock out. We don't want to be in an echo chamber. We don't want to be in a space where people can't express their opinions. I want people that have differences of opinions. I want people to say things that they really feel. I don't want people to be censored as a result of it. As long as everybody is remaining respectful and they're not calling somebody a name or they're not disrespecting somebody, then let them rock out. My minds is on top of it. They cool. They're not tripping about it. As long as they're not talking negatively or crazy or they accusing somebody of doing something that they didn't do, then let them rock out. If y'all don't want to pay attention to what Kevin is talking about, then just don't pay attention to them. Don't respond to them. But let these people that's in the chat that have a difference of opinion, let them say and think and believe what they want to believe, because we want to have foster good conversation. And I don't always just want people that agree with me. I want people that may see things differently, because that may influence me to start looking at things a little bit differently, right? So it's healthy. It's healthy debate. It's healthy conversation. Let them people rock out. Don't be censoring nobody. The only thing that we want to make sure that we do is to make sure that we keep it cool and cordial to where there's no level of high disrespect that comes along with it. All right. So everybody know, Ma's got it. They good. We straight. Let Kevin rock out. But I do think that we have to, if you want to get to somebody or you want to influence culture, then you have to get to the kids. You can't necessarily get to the adults. A lot of people that came in here, a lot of people that first started that are here now, that's watching this show, that watch this live stream on a regular basis, they didn't like me when they first met me. They didn't like the way that I talked. They didn't like that I was so abrasive. They didn't like that I said what I said and I stood on what I stood on. But so many different people that's a part of the Patreon today, that's making a lot of money, that's getting influence, that I fixed their relationships, that now rock with me. It's so many people that now say, yo, I didn't like you when I first met you. The overwhelming majority of y'all say, I didn't like you when I first met you, but it doesn't change what it is that it, how it is now. So for grown people, they have to see it for themselves. For young people, they can be influenced. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty interesting. I thought that was a really good clip.